Hello everybody and welcome to the session about form validation. Okay, this is what we are going to do this week. Form validation is a huge topic. Okay, it's really big and we can talk about form validation for like 3-4 sessions. Okay, one of the main things that I want to discuss with you, it's about the form validation, the different types of form validation. Okay, there is clearly two types, that is, or you do the form validation on the client or you do it on the server. Okay, so what we are going to try to discuss is why one is useful or one is better than the other, or maybe both of them are useful. So what are you going to do? Okay, if you are validating a form, what is your path? What is your route? Are you going to do client? Are you going to do server? Are you going to do both? Okay, what is your idea about that? So we are going to discuss that, and then because we are talking about jQuery and about JavaScript, so all the exercise that we are going to do is going to be based in client-side validation, okay? Because jQuery runs on your client. And one of the main functionalities of jQuery is form validation. And you can actually see why, because with jQuery it's very easy to access a form, to access to all the data inside this form and check if this data is valid or not, okay? So with jQuery it's very easy to do form validation, and this is what we are going to do, okay, on this session. The other thing that I would like to discuss with you is error messages. Okay, so when you've got something on your form and it's not valid, and you know that it's not valid, and you can check with jQuery that it's not valid, okay, what are you going to do then? Are you going to show that there is an error message there? And then you have to have very clear the things that you need to follow with error message, because it's very easy to give the wrong error message, okay? So it is that you need to show to the user where the error message is, you need to show what is happening, okay? And you need to give them a solution, okay? What you need to do to solve this error message. These are the three things that you have to have very clear when you are working with error message. I know that most of you have seen like forms, and then you put something on the forms and the form is telling you there is an error 436, okay? But you don't actually know what this error code means. You don't actually know, if you don't know what it means, you don't know how to solve it, okay? And then you don't have any clue about what to do to actually send this information in a valid format. So this is something that it's really important, okay? You have to think about these three things: where the error message is, show the user why there is an error message there, and show them how they can solve this error message, okay? And apart from that, the other thing is that this error message has to be in a place that it's easy to see, okay? So it's not good if you are showing an error message for 2 seconds and then it disappears. That is something that you can do very easily in jQuery, because you've got the hide function, you've got the show function, so you can make things appear and disappear. So it's very easy to do that, but it's actually not useful, because if you are looking to something else or the user is a bit distracted, and 2 seconds it goes like really quickly. So then they can be distracted, they don't see the message has disappeared, and they don't have any clue about what's happening. Okay, so that's another thing that we are going to discuss, and I want to see what are your views on that. What is your best way, what are your best practices when you are creating an error message? And the error message that we are going to see, okay, and the form validation that we are going to see in this session, it's three things, okay, basically two, but one can be expanded. So the first thing will be the date of birth. So if I put 31st of February, you know that this is wrong, okay, this is not a right date of birth. So I've got an error message here, I need to show this error message. How am I going to show it? First, how I'm going to check that this is not valid, and second, how I'm going to create an error message that is telling the user what is wrong and what they need to do to make it valid. And then the second one will be the first name and last name, okay? They are very similar, so we are going to try to do the same thing for both of them. And what we are going to try to check is first that they are not empty, okay, because an empty first name is not valid, so it's not giving me any information. I want the user to put their first name and their last name. And then the second thing is that it's not a number, or there are no numbers on it. And this is a bit of a difference, that it looks very silly, but it actually changed, okay, the code, and it changed the validation. So that is not a number, or that there is no numbers on it. For the first thing, it's really easy, so we are going to do it and I'm going to show you. For the second thing, we are going to see regular expressions, because if you want to do it the normal way, it can get like really hard and really time consuming because it's a lot of code that you need to do. With regular expressions, it's just you can do it in 2 lines of code, so it's get easy. But regular expressions are like very difficult to grasp at the first time. Okay, so you will need to think about the syntax of how you are creating a regular expression. But we will see that on the on this session. Okay, so I hope that I will see you, all of you, on Monday, and yeah, see you on the next session. Bye.